Bob, what's good? I go by Osiris. You have found your somehow, some way. You have found middle MAGA. I'm somewhere in the middle of Steve Bannon, Kim Iverson. I'm all over the place, and I like the Libertarian Party, but really more the ideas of libertarianism. And I got the homie Ray Studios with me. What's good, Ray?
Going great, brother. So yeah,
Yep. I think you happy because your boys won, didn't they?
yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. So yeah. I refuse to because I've seen what happens every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But speaking of country stuff, I'm wearing my Johnny Cash shirt.
Represent.
Yeah. Not because of that. Not because of that. Because I'm a country boy. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're gonna do today. Sometime we've been talking like, when are we gonna do the political test? And we've committed to do it once a year on air live. I think it's always a great discussion. Once a year, it seems like the perfect time, and most you might do it twice. But we really like the philosophical not battles, but ideas, and to force to think through these things. Toy Mafia, yo! So you can join us in the journey. But a lot of times when we do this on the chat, we just talk about different topics and questions in there. I don't know where I'll be. Do you think that you're going to be changed from last year, Ray?
Do you want me to start with me or you first?
You can start with you.
I'll pull it up right here.
Okay.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
1 second.
Hey, Taco.
Come on.
We're about to do the political compass test.
And post the link to the test in the description below so everyone else can do it with us.
Great point. Let's get that in the chat. Here's the link to the test while Ray pulls that up. You're gonna look to see where you ended up at the end?
Yeah.
Or okay. We'll see if that changes. It's possible.
Yeah.
I didn't change too much the last 2 years.
You kind of you changed from last year the year before you changed actually a little.
Okay. I forgot what.
The year before that you landed on the left a libertarian side. And then last year you ended up on the right on libertarian side, which is barely on the right. Barely.
So who would that be? So I went from Vosh. I wasn't all the way Vosh, but I went from Vosh.
Vosh is left authoritarian.
Okay, so who did I go from then? Who's left libertarian? I went from Joe Jorgensen to who's right libertarian then? Was that where I went? Right libertarian, you said?
Oh yeah, you can pull it up right here.
I went from Joe Jorgensen to Michael Malice in 1 year.
Yeah, you can pull it up. I have it down here.
Oh yeah, okay. Here you go. Thanks.
This is the video. Yeah. And just by looking at this, I look fatter last year than I do this year. So yeah.
Yeah, we both do. We got the side by side. We got the fat us versus the little bit skinnier us. Okay.
I'm slightly skinnier. Slightly. Not much though. So
yeah.
And, but hey, I'm just speaking facts. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. So yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that? Is that?
This is yours, Osiris.
Wow. Okay, we'll see where I land. So that's where I was last year.
I said you would barely be on the right libertarian side, but just barely. You would be libertarian, but you would just barely be on the right.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, you were actually with this test last year, you were less libertarian than the year before.
Whoa, I was more libertarian and more left too?
Yeah.
I forget.
You pulled it right here.
Oh.
This is yours from 2 years ago, actually.
Wow. No, so I was less libertarian there.
No, you were more libertarian right here.
Oh.
And you were
I see what you mean. I was the year before I was less libertarian, right? But I was more left.
Yeah.
Ah, so I crossed the line. Yeah. I kind of crossed over.
And you're slightly less libertarian from last year.
Okay. Now, what was yours last year?
Let me pull it up. Okay.
Boring Life, what's up?
Right here. This is me.
Hike Martin.
Wait 1 second.
Uh-oh.
I mean, generally, right there, that's me.
I was about to say you're about to go over. You're about to cross the line into like funny
Yeah.
mustache man.
Mustache Man would be on the left authoritarian.
Oh yeah, you would probably put him over there. I know some people put him on the right, but you're right. It would be left. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Let's.
Metalopoly. The tests, like we know they're not exactly accurate because it's pretty obvious that this test was made by someone on the left, especially with how the questions are worded. So yeah.
Okay, so we might look at some, but here's the thing, because we want to take the same test so we can kind of see where we were, even if the test isn't accurate. And shout out to Metalopoly, thanks for stopping by.
But
Even if
yeah,
it's not accurate, it's the same test, though, right? The questions
yeah,
are the same, I believe.
yeah. In your opinion, where do you think you will land this year?
Whew,
You're
I don't know. I'm pretty smack in the
this is
middle still, but I might be more libertarian. We'll see. I don't
I
even
think
know if that's guaranteed. I
I
actually don't know.
I think you'll, for the most part, be right there on to the right, but I think you'll be slightly less libertarian.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
And me, I don't know for a fact, I might be on the right authoritarian. I might be. I've been listening to a lot of Steven and Nick Fuentes, so yeah.
Ah.
Well, mostly Steven though, so
Wow, Stephen Ignoramus would be
mm.
so proud right now that
I
well, we'll see what
no,
happens. That Ray could be
but
right authoritarian.
some things, though, I will say this: I've come around to a couple of some of the things he told me to about. Um, I don't know how you'll feel about this, but I think I've come around to the 19th Amendment. I've
Uh
come, I think I've come around to it.
yeah, I've
Forgive me, ladies in the chat, but I'm sorry. I think I've come around to it already. So,
Ray's like, sorry, ladies, I don't think you should have the right to vote, but make me a sandwich.
yeah,
No, I have not come around to the 19th in that way, but I have come around. You've heard me talk about women. I talked about everybody. I said men need to step up, men need to do better. I talk about everybody, but I did go hard at women. I said if women weren't okay with this trans stuff, and what I mean by trans stuff is like forcing people to accept it, acting like it's normal, acting like doctors don't know the gender of babies when they're born. If women weren't okay with that, it wouldn't be happening. So I
well,
go at them, and I go at black women very hard too.
I saw a Nick Fuentes video where he said if women just stayed home and took care of the kids, there'd be no sexual assaults in the workplace for women. So
Nick takes it to see what Nick does is he takes it to another level, man.
He's not wrong there. He's not wrong.
There's a lot of takes that Nick has where he's not. I guess you could say he's not wrong, but what's the point? Like, where is he going with that?
All right, I'm gonna grab a couple cough drops real quick. Give me one second.
Okay, yeah. Go get that.
Just continue talking.
Yeah, I got it. So we're gonna go through some of those questions are kind of crazy, but who would people mostly consider like authoritarian right historically? Somebody throw some people out in the chat. You probably would consider, I'm trying to think of like some modern figures. Bolsonaro might be considered right authoritarian. Some people even consider Trump that, but that's not, that we know that's not accurate. So it might not be, I don't know. I know Bolsonaro just from following, but I don't know him that well. But the authoritarian right figures historically, I've got to go back and kind of look. Would you say Mussolini was authoritarian right?
Mussolini
Fascist?
was a left authoritarian.
Who's authoritarian right? I gotta look this stuff up. Like Mussolini's
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Stalin, Stalin, Mao, the Führer,
I don't know.
mustache man.
You can say Hitler. I ain't worried about that. Yeah.
They're
grown ass men.
Yeah. They're on the left authoritarian.
So wait. Let's go through the different quadrants real quick here. So we're gonna bring up the test and do that. So let's start with the left. Who's authoritarian left? If this is really all opinion, to be honest with you, but who do you have authoritarian left?
Stalin, Mao, Hitler, Mussolini, Vosh.
But Vosh, but let's be clear with Vosh. He describes himself as
I
a
know,
libertarian socialist.
which makes no sense whatsoever.
But I think you can. I think
No,
you
it does
can
not.
do
No,
that.
it does not. No, it does not. Metalopoly knows this for a fact too. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
you,
So
you
that's
can,
what you said. Mao, Stalin, Mussolini,
Hitler and Vosh.
Hitler, and Voss. Okay, who's left libertarian? My first thing is Ian Cross. Ian, you think Ian? I don't even know if Ian's a
Ganji.
libertarian though. Who?
Ganji.
Ganji.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, who else is left?
Let me think.
So you can do it in the chat. I don't.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask Chat GPT. Give me left
Yeah.
libertarian
Yeah.
historical figures. I'm just want to do this before, just to kind of understand where we're going.
Oh, and everybody in the chat, Osiris posted the link to the political compass, so you guys can click on it, and so you can take the test with us.
They said Noam Chomsky in Chat GPT.
Yeah. That might be true. That might be.
I mean, Noam Chomsky of the past, Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi.
While not strict, do you agree with that?
Gandhi would be left libertarian. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know some of these people.
Say some of them.
Let's see. Emma Goldman, an anarchist and feminist. Goldman was a vocal advocate for individual freedom, women's rights, and labor rights. She was deported from the United States to Russia for her anti-war activism. Sounds like my type of person, but yeah, I don't know. Murray Bookchin, an American social theorist, author, and activist. Bookchin founded the social ecology movement and was a proponent of libertarian municipalism, a form of face-to-face assembly democracy. And then it says Noam Chomsky. So I'm not very familiar with that other than the Noam Chomsky. Yeah. But what about authoritarian right? You said
Nick Fuentes, Michael Knowles. Who else?
Michael Knowles. What is Michael Knowles?
Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire?
No, I know who he is, but I'm like, what does he really believe? I don't even know where he is.
He took the political compass test himself a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and he landed on the right authoritarian.
Okay. So I guess there's a big range within that, right? Because Nick Fuentes is in one place and Michael Knowles is another. But yeah, he's in that quadrant. Okay.
Would Trump? He might be somewhere. Just slightly on the authoritarian, or just slightly on the libertarian.
I can't. With Operation Warp Speed, it's hard to push him as a libertarian. I would say he's more. I would say Trump is right. People will disagree in the chat, but I think Trump is right. Authoritarian. I think libertarian is very clear. I don't think he's a libertarian at his core. Who's right libertarian? Is that Comic Dave Smith? Is that me?
Yeah. Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. I like that quote.
Too.
Ron Paul. He's a good place to be. Ron Paul, Rand Paul, Dave Smith. Where would you want? That's where when you look around the map, that's where I'd want to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump in, take the test.
Everybody in the chat, click on the link and so you can take it with us, because I want all of us to take it as a group.
If you can, if you have the ability to, I'm gonna put the link in there. Mr. Wright said all of Daily Wire. What's up?
And also, another thing we should do before we do this. We need to promote our Twitter space for tomorrow that we're going to be doing. The Magables are going to be getting together. A bunch of us, actually.
This is the first time you're going to see the Magables. We'll see how many come up. Anybody who wants to come through. We are going to be doing a Twitter space, and what we're doing at 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
I thought you said 5 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, 5 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. Wait, 5 p.m. Eastern?
You told me
that's too early. Let me double check.
You texted it to me. I have it right here.
Okay. We'll have to get it together. I'm sorry. I didn't even know what time that our stuff was. 5 p.m. Well, I'll send it to you. That might be too early for me. So we'll set it up tomorrow. I'll put it on the Discord if you go to.
Or was it 6 p.m. Eastern? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's gonna be tomorrow evening. Now that is tough because it's gonna be probably right around the Tim Pool. We got a lot of Tim Pool fans, but you can go ahead. We'll try to set it up. I've never done a Twitter Space, so we'll
Yeah,
try to set it up for record. I'll actually gonna try and stream it live on YouTube. Can you do that? Yeah, you can do that.
you you
I
might
mean,
be
I
able
don't
to.
know. I don't know if it'll be
Uh,
quality or not. Something you'd want to listen to, but
yeah,
it's just like a radio. It's just like a conference call. Is all it is. If you don't know what Twitter Spaces is, it's a
I was in
conference call.
I was in a Twitter space earlier today
Cool,
with
cool.
Femaology. Is that how you say her name?
I
Uh,
think so. Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
I was in a Twitter space with her.
Yep.
Had a
Yep.
great conversation.
Good. Yeah. That girl Casey's been all over. What I do is I kind of pop in and just listen to a lot of them. I was in one. I've only spoken in one Twitter space before that, and I actually spoke to Harry Sisson, and we had
Oh,
a good. I mean, we had a good conversation actually.
and another thing, I think
Hmm.
I added a number of Mega Bulls to my Twitter bio. I think all of us should add that to it.
Oh, I'll look at that. Yeah, it's kind of like the Dilly meme team or anybody trying to cross promote. That's good stuff.
Yep. Okay.
So
You
we got the
ready, brother?
political.
You ready,
Yeah. So
brother?
let's go ahead and I'm gonna share the screen. Let's take it out and we will go through. This is fun. I like
Yeah.
this stuff.
You can say one question, then I'll go say one, then we'll just go back and forth.
Okay, sure. That will work. First question. Let me make this big.
And we can also discuss it a little too. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the fun of it.
All
Before
right.
taking the test, please note this isn't a survey. These aren't questions, they're propositions. To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is to miss the point. Some propositions are extreme and others are moderate. That's how we can show whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. That's a good one. I'm going to go pretty quick with these. That might make my results different, but I'm not going to overthink them. Some of
Yep.
these are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions on policy. Page 1 of 6.
And by the way, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to like focus my attention to get on either side. We're just going to take the test as it is.
Oh, yeah. I don't care where. I mean, it could put me on with any side. I don't care.
You could be put on with you could be put with punchable face man Vosh. So yeah.
That's that is a strong description of Voss. Even though I don't know, I don't want to get too get on to the Vox. My Vosh rant.
Uh-huh.
Let's go to the first question. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. My quick answer is agree.
If economic globalization is inevitable, this obviously is nonsense because economic globalization is not inevitable. Clearly, some Bernie Sanders leftists wrote this, so I'm going to go with disagree.
Okay, so we got that.
Okay.
Let's see what. Yep. You can go on to. Do you have it up there, or do you
yeah,
want to read off?
I have mine
Okay.
up here. So yeah, ready? Move on to the next question then.
Yep.
I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Like I said last year, this is obviously trying to lean toward the Nazis because the Nazis supported what Germany did. So, but I love my country so much, I will go with agree.
Okay, I'm gonna go with disagree, and the reason why I'm doing with that is because I want to leave room to say that supporting my country is basically. I mean, that's why I rep MAGA. But at the same time, the way that I'm interpreting this is government. So it's not separating them out. So I will say disagree.
All right. Next question.
No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I will say strongly disagree is my
Yep, strongly
take on
disagree
this
as
one.
well. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Makes
a
no
nationalist. They're trying to see if you're a nationalist, I guess is what that question. I don't want to analyze what they're trying to get, but it's obvious.
Yeah, I'm a nationalist capitalist, like Teddy
Mm-hmm.
Roosevelt was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best presidents of all time.
Uh-huh.
You go ahead, right?
Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. I'm half black, half white, so I'm not qualified to answer this question. I'm just giving you crap right there. So, but obviously intended to be a race question, trying to say that white people are racist. I think that's pretty clearly the intent right there. But with what I will say right here, I will say that is I strongly disagree.
Okay.
My race isn't better than any other race.
Yeah, I'm not taking it as the race in general is better. Our race has many superior qualities. So I'm going to make it more general. I'm actually going to say I agree.
White women prefer us black men. You
I
know
would say I
that.
agree.
Your wife is white, so that
That's funny. The only reason
you
I'm not saying strongly agree is because I don't really know. I gotta. What do they mean by race? So I do
Yeah.
say agree there.
you should make a joke like that to your wife sometime.
Yeah.
You chose a black man over a white man. So
Yeah.
all right, next question, Osiris. It's your turn.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I will say. I will say it's for me. It's either agree or strongly agree. I will actually say strongly agree.
I will say disagree. Like I said last year, the person who the enemy of my enemy, he's probably just as big of a piece of crap as that guy is. So
yeah, I can see it.
okay. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Strongly agree right there. Well, is it strongly or I will go with strongly agree right there because because to me it says sometimes does it sometimes justify it? It doesn't say it point blank as it is. So yeah,
I will say strongly agree. International law does not
strongly
define
agree.
my. Yeah, I'm saying strongly agree. International law does not define my morality.
Yeah.
So I will just strongly agree. There is
Strongly.
now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. So I gotta think. I wanted to answer quickly, but I don't fully understand. There's now a worrying fusion. I'm gonna say strongly disagree.
I will say strongly agree. The media, because because the media in Hollywood, they're mixing together all this woke nonsense. So yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I'm taking it like this is because I think the problem is centralized control that's dominating. There's a story today. Well, it did come out today where Kanye basically called Cardi B a plant, meaning almost like basically the CIA is. That's not exactly what he said, but he's basically saying like the government, CIA, somebody planted her there to affect things, basically fusing information and entertainment. And the problem isn't that. The problem is that there's centralized control over it.
Osiris, already judging from what happened, you've answered a bunch of different things already from last year.
We're gonna see a different change. We're gonna see you're gonna see a radical change. We'll see.
You might be on the left, actually. You might be.
This could be the last episode of Middle MAGA. I'm gonna have to. What would I be on the left?
MAGA to me means populism.
I'm gonna be a Black Vosh. I'm gonna change the channel to Black Vosh.
Would you actually do that?
No. No, I would never do that. I would never do that. That would be very bad.
How about a Tolkien Black Sam Cedar?
That's worse. I'd rather be a Black Vosh than Sam Cedar. Let me at least be a Black Destiny. That's a better, if I'm going to be in that realm.
Yeah.
Wait, who's going?
It's my turn. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I strongly agree with that question right there.
Strongly agree. That's I think that's one of the few we've agreed on. Strongly agree.
I'm not going to say anything about what you answered last year, but I'm just saying it's very different. I'm just already saying that because I don't want to throw you off track. I'm not.
No, don't worry about that.
I want you to go in here with a clean mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. That is a damn good question. If you have an answer, go. I gotta think
I
for a second.
I
Well, I
say
don't even know what it means, so I gotta think.
I say agree.
Okay.
Because with inflation, you're going to get more unemployment.
Yeah. So I just had to think through it. Inflation for me is defined by increasing the money supply. That is obviously we're talking about the Federal Reserve. So controlling inflation is more important. I strongly agree.
Okay, my turn.
Mhm.
Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I say agree right there.
I say strongly agree.
Okay,
Absolutely.
your turn.
From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea.
That's Karl Marx Marxism, so I say disagree.
I don't even maybe it's late at night. I don't even know what they're trying to say. So from each according to his ability to each according to his need. Oh, so it's basically saying
It's Marxism.
I don't
Because
I
that
don't
was
even
part
understand.
that according to his ability is actually something that Karl Marx talked about.
I'm sorry. I'm struggling on this one. Okay, let me take a look and see real quick. So this is like you said from Karl Marx, but I don't understand. I still don't understand what it means. It's fundamentally rooted in the notions of social justice and equality. It suggests that in a truly equitable society, everyone would have access to the resources and opportunity they need to thrive. Is basically what it means. That is strongly disagree.
Yeah, I have it on disagree. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you knew what it was. Wait. Whoa. Why is that not a strongly disagree for you?
Because I remember from our conversation last year, me and you talked about how not everything Karl Marx said was necessarily terrible, but
Yeah,
overall
I agree.
it was awful. But there were some things where he made some points on.
Oh yeah. I agree with that completely. Yeah, maybe I've changed a little bit from last year. That's one you can clearly see. I probably did disagree last year, but now I'm strongly that I am strongly in disagreement of that.
Okay.
The part where I would agree is I don't think it's wrong to try to strive for that in balancing the market and your society.
Yeah, okay. Your turn.
Okay, so the freer the market, the freer the people, and I think you know where I stand on this.
Both of us.
Strongly agree.
Mm-hmm. No, no,
Please.
no, no
Now,
problemo.
you see, that might contradict where I said you have to have regulation over
Well,
businesses, but
but
it what's that?
well, I think what it means is like this. Is just the way I'm taking it. If you have like a completely freer market, more people are free. But just some people can need regulations because they can take things way too far. So that's what
Yep.
particularly making deals with some other countries. Certain companies do deals with China that I do not believe they should be able to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, my
So
turn.
cool. Yep.
It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled branded consumer product. Strongly disagree right there. To me, it's just a regular product. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever because
Yeah.
a lot of people will just capitalize on something like that. That's why.
I'm right there with you. There's the famous stories or infamous stories of the woman farting into a bottle and capturing it with the top and selling it online. Love it. More power to her. So of
Yeah.
course you can bottle up water and sell it.
Yep.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Wow, this is a heavy Marxist one, isn't it? Or
WEF.
communist.
It's a WEF question. So yeah. Well, a Billy G question, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strongly disagree. Obviously,
Strongly, yeah, we can move on. That's
yeah,
a strong disagreement.
we don't need to talk more about that
Yeah.
one. So,
I mean, that's the definition of is it socialism or communism? Which one is that's the definition of communism, isn't it?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
government owning everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I disagree with that right there, because
It,
because you need to have some, because there are some people that inherit their own money. They just do it by chance. So, but guess what? There are other people out there like who earn their money. So, yeah, and just do good things with it. Even though some
yeah,
of them are, even though some of them are pretty like a-holes. So, but still though, that's why I just say disagree than strongly disagree.
yeah, I strongly disagree with that. If you are manipulating money, you are by definition contributing something to society. You might not like what they're contributing to society, but they're contributing something.
All right.
Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade, and I apologize. I probably did this last year. I don't know what that means.
Basically protecting your own self, like your own self-interest.
Yeah,
So
of
that
course,
I
strongly agree.
strongly agree. Strongly agree right there. No question.
Yeah, that's the whole
Because
part of.
you can, like, you want to help your neighbor out, but your house comes first.
Strongly agree.
Mm-hmm.
We're I think we're more aligned on this second page. The only
Oh, no, it's
oh
my
this you
turn.
yep.
The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I agree with that question. I don't strongly agree. I just agree with it, because like a company is supposed to make money. If they don't make money, they're not a company. They're just going to go out of business. But now there are some companies out there that just don't care about its employees and just takes advantage of them. But still, though, overall, a company needs to make money to survive.
Oh, I agree. But if I'm going to go with disagree only because I think there is a responsibility to follow the law or the social
Oh,
contract of
wow,
wherever the company is operating.
you're very different from last year, man. I'm just letting you know.
That's
You,
good, man. We're going to see
at,
where I line.
after we're done with this, you need to go back and rewatch that episode. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm almost thinking strongly disagree here. I'm actually going to go strongly disagree.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, because that
Okay,
doesn't. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Uh,
and
Next,
I love this one. The rich are too highly taxed.
I think we're
Strongly
gonna.
agree right there.
Yeah, I think we're gonna strongly agree.
Like I remember this. Remember, I'll tell you the same story I told you last year. Remember that guy who won that, was it 1.2 or 1.5 billion dollar jackpot, and you know how much he ended up with after the IRS took the taxes out?
No, what was it?
400 million
Wow.
after taxes.
I
One
remember
point,
that now.
was it 1.2 or 1.5? Correct me if
No, I
got.
remember that now. We talked about yeah.
Yeah, guys in the chat, let me know if you remember how much it actually was. But but after taxes, he had just over $400 million left. So the IRS pretty much won the lottery.
Yeah, that's wild. And it's not just the rich though. I mean, it says the rich are too highly taxed. Yes, that's true, but it's not just the rich. It makes me think about the Trump tax cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So people go at Trump and they say, "Well, he cut tax for the wealthy." Well, wait a second. He also cut taxes for all kinds of he cut taxes for black people. It wasn't just black people. You see the problem that I have with these people, Ray? They want something that's done only for them because of the skin color or whatever they define their group as. Donald Trump cut taxes for black people. It just wasn't just it was for everyone. It was everyone making 15,000 to 50,000 got
Yeah.
their taxes cut by 16 to 26% under Trump. It was everyone. So it wasn't just rich people got their taxes cut, and it wasn't just white people, it was black people too. But
Yeah.
they don't factor that in because it wasn't only black people.
And to add on top of that, even though this isn't really the same thing, but he gave money to a lot of historic black colleges that hated him. So, but he still did that though.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Let
though
me
it has
look at
nothing.
metalopoly. See, and that's why these tests can be inaccurate because I might interpret the question completely different this year than last year. But metalopoly says, "What social responsibility should a corporation have?" Ask Bud Light's shareholders how virtue signaling to social activists is working out for them. Well, my problem with that is maybe I misinterpret this. I also believe the social contract of following laws, though. Is
Yeah,
that fair, Ray?
I say that's fair.
Yeah, so I'm saying you have if you take it to the extreme and the only responsibility is to the shareholders to make money, that means they can go out and unlive people if
That's
it
why.
makes them money. You see
That's
what I'm
why.
saying?
That's why I just say agree. I don't say strongly
Yeah,
agree. I just say
yeah.
agree.
Bill Gates is the one. Bill Gates is like raking through the money, and
Yeah.
you might take a product, and if you die or not, who cares?
Yeah. Your
So
turn.
that's where, yeah,
Yep. It's your turn now.
my turn.
Those with
Those,
the ability.
yep, those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. That's a tough one for me. My first inclination is yes, and I will go with this is a tough one.
I already
Ray,
know
if you have
my
an
answer.
answer, yeah, you go
Agree.
ahead.
Agree.
Why am I struggling this year, Ray? I'm struggling.
Here's the thing. If you have more money, you're obviously going to have access to higher medical care, but than someone who's poorer. But like we said last year, like we think there should be at least a floor where you should be given an opportunity to succeed. So,
Mhm.
and also gets into the abortion debate. So because I'm extremely pro life. So yeah.
Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of. Is that how you want? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say yes because your health is nothing more than another product.
Uh
So
huh.
it'd be like saying someone with the ability to pay more should have a better car. Obviously, they should. And that is so I do believe in a floor with the health. You want to have some type of floor, but I will say actually it took me a while, but I'm gonna strongly agree.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My turn. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strongly agree. Like why are the mainstream media, they lie about everything all the time. They lied about Russiagate. They lied about the Hillary Clinton emails. They lied about the Hunter Biden laptop story by saying it was Russian disinformation. And don't forget the biggest one of them all. They lied by saying Iraq had weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, I don't know if the government should get involved with that, but I agree with you completely. I'm going strongly agree.
Yeah.
If you have a business that is misleading the public, like I'm taking that to, like I'm talking about the pandemic. If you mislead the public on a product, there should be a penalty. I don't know what the purpose of a government is if it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. I am a strong agree on this.
I say agree on this question right here. Like
Yes.
I'm like Teddy Roosevelt when I come to that question.
Yep.
Like
So people,
he was a capitalist, but at the same time he used trust busting to break up monopolies. So
yep. That's we. It's weird. Teddy's come up a couple times recently on the lives for whatever reason, but
uh-huh.
I agree with you completely. If you look at even a libertarian utopia, if you don't have these checks and balances, then the corporations become the government.
Yeah.
It's no different. I mean, the government is a corporation, so absolutely.
Look what Barton said. He said, "I'm shocked that they want the federal government to have so much power." What are you talking about right there?
No, that's fair. That's fair because, we're that. Look at that last question. That last question is here's what I want, Barton Bella, and thanks for stopping by. A great friend of the show. You have to have balance. That's what the brilliance of the founding fathers set up was balance between
Yeah,
corporations, between the government.
and the
You
people.
can't if you don't have any even in I will debate any libertarian on this. Even in a libertarian utopia, you have to have checks and balances. Otherwise what happens is you would have Amazon exist in libertarian utopia without any checks and balances. They would just Amazon would become the government. It would be no different.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So I don't want the government to have superpowers. I want the government to be able to check and balance over private, and I want to be able to have the people to check and balance over the government. So it's all
Like
happy.
like I told you, I consider myself to be a mixture of Trump and Teddy Roosevelt.
That's a dope mixture. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
This is my favorite question right here already. Out of all the tests, abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Strongly agree right there. Strongly agree.
And we're going to have a strong disagreement on this. I think morally different than legally. So if this question said when the woman's life is not threatened is immoral, then I would. What's that?
I believe in the death penalty for people who perform abortions.
Ray, I'm sorry, it's not funny.
I like I said, I've been listening to a lot to Steven recently, so
Steven, I'll have to holler at you, Steven. You got a warrior on your hands.
hey, like
I'm going to strongly disagree.
The three of us need to do a live together sometime. We need to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Hopefully, he can make it to the Twitter space tomorrow. Hopefully,
I'll have to chat with him. He wants to participate. I didn't ask about tomorrow though, but and that's just our first one, so we got to get a rhythm going and all that. But we'll get that going.
Your turn.
All authority should be questioned.
This is hilarious.
That's almost like the theme of my show. I don't care who you are. If it's me, if it's Ray, if it's my mom, if it's my dad, if it's my son, if it's Trump, if it's Bernie, everyone should be questioned.
There's only one person you don't question at all, though. That's our Lord and Savior.
Yes. Amen.
The only one you never question whatsoever.
Amen, Ray.
Okay. My turn.
What's going on with my sorry, what's going on
with,
I didn't pick what's going on with my No, I didn't.
You didn't pick it.
Wait.
That's authority right there.
Wait, what?
All authority should be questioned. Yeah,
why am I not? I know, but I'm not getting this. Hold on.
Oh,
this one cannot be an agree. This has to be a strongly agree. Okay. It's probably just the way I had it set up. Okay.
The Matrix. Okay. It's my turn, right? Wait, is it my turn or your turn?
Your turn. Great question here, though.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I would go with you can go ahead.
Yeah, if you have to think about it, I got this one. No, I strongly disagree.
I'll say disagree right there.
Yeah, let me change mine.
It's not biblical. It's not biblical, though.
I'm going to change mine to disagree. I agree. I'm not going to go strong. I'm going to go disagree.
Okay, your turn.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I strongly agree.
Taxpayers should not be expected to. Does that mean like they don't? There's a difference between them wanting to and them not and them expecting to. So because of the way it's worded, they should not expect. Should not. I would say. Taxpayers should not be expected. They should not be. They should be expected. So I'll just go with agree right there.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page there. Schools should not make classroom attendance.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
I'm trying. Let me rethink. Taxpayers should not. I'm reading it wrong right there. They should not.
Yeah. So
I'll say they should know that they're going to be expected to at least a little. So I'm just going to go with disagree.
Okay.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
So does that? What does that exactly? What are they trying to say with that, though?
They're trying to say. So you're looking at schools should not. So that means it should not be mandatory for kids to attend school.
I'm a high school dropout, so
I will say strongly agree. Why would, if you don't want to go to school, you shouldn't have to go to school.
But here's the thing, though. When I dropped out of high school, my mom said she expects me to get a job. She told me that immediately. So
I mean, that's even irrelevant from the drop. I mean, that's the smart thing to do, but I think that's even irrelevant from the dropout, though. But yeah, you shouldn't be forced to go to school if you don't want to go to school. I mean, what? That's insane.
So I will just go with agree right there.
Hmm.
Okay, my turn. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Strongly agree right there. That gets to all these woke LGBT whatever people and these Black Lives Matter people as well. So yeah, keep that. Believe what you want, but keep it to yourselves.
I think I'm interpreting this different. This is really when you have a statement that says all people have their rights. So I'm thinking constitution. So it's like saying all people have their constitutional rights. There should be no but after that statement to me. So I'm confused. But it is better for all of us that different. No, I'm going to strongly disagree because I don't. There is no statement that I would ever agree with that says all people should have their constitutional rights, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say we're different on that one.
So yeah, but I don't. I You already know me with the woke stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, okay. I love this one right here. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree right there. Strongly agree.
I strongly disagree. No, I don't
Well,
think you.
well, I told you last year about what happened in my household when I grew up.
Mhm.
My siblings didn't. My siblings didn't get a whole lot of discipline, and so yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Good. Oh wait, sorry. That's what we just did. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I strongly agree.
I would say strongly agree right there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Should not. It shouldn't. It should not be. So I strongly agree with that.
I,
I've smoked marijuana beforehand. Well, I smoked it in my life. Yeah. So yeah.
yeah. I have never. I have tons of friends who have
And,
seen them rolling
and
blunts and everything, but I've
anyone in
never
the
done it.
anyone in the live chat, if you smoked weed ever in your life, just say yes. Don't lie about it. Admit it. For real though.
And I would say, regardless, I would substitute that with any drug for me. So I'm a
No.
very, very probably radical on this one.
Mhm.
Strongly agree. There's no criminal. That's nothing. Has nothing to do with me or anybody else. They can go do whatever they want to do. The prime
Okay.
function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I will strongly disagree.
Hmm.
I think the prime function of schooling should be critical thinking. And you figure out what you want to do with your job. But I think the prime function is to be able to navigate it should be to be able to navigate your world critically.
I say agree to that question.
I do not blame you.
Yeah. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I strongly disagree with that. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know what
like,
statement. Yeah, what do
like
you mean you can't have people?
back, like you
What is
remember
that?
back in the 50s and 60s, like there was a time where the sterilization of the mentally ill took place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that which was one of the awful things that actually the blunders on our country has been that one of the big sins that our country has ever made.
Yeah. In a funny, not a funny way, but in an ironic way, this is what's happening with the trans issue. People with, in my opinion, could have, I'm not a doctor, I'm just saying hypothetically, allegedly, people who have a mental illness are being mutilated and they're not being allowed to reproduce.
Yeah.
In a way, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I strongly disagree with that one.
Okay, your turn.
The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a very vague approach on that and apply the word discipline to um, religion and fearing of God and accepting Christ as King.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say strongly agree.
Same here. Strongly agree.
Yeah, we're getting that.
Without discipline, things are gonna get hair. Like you see a lot of these kids out there who think that they're entitled to everything. They're owed something. when in reality they're not special whatsoever, and they're not, and the world doesn't owe them anything. So, and the vast majority of those people were never disciplined when they were kids. So, yeah.
I agree completely. And that's
The,
probably going to put us in the right authoritarian, but it doesn't, whatever.
there are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. There are. I would say disagree to that question.
Okay, I will. This one probably is different from last year, and I think it's probably because I'm just more in tune with these things. Actually, had debates back and forth on this exact topic. I think this is on moral relativism, isn't it, Ray? This sounds like moral relativism,
Possibly.
and I'm gonna go with strongly agree. And I want to take a second.
Whoa. What the? Okay. Okay.
No, let me look. Let's pause on this one for a
Because there
second.
are savage people out there. Like there are a lot of people out there who are truly savage that has nothing to do with their culture.
I think I'm a moral relative. I believe in moral relative. I think so. Let me read this. The moral relativism is the philosophical position that moral or ethical judgments are relative to that individual or culture. I agree with that. According to this view, there are no absolute or universal. See, I have my own universal, but that's not universal. I don't think everybody has to believe in God. Just
Go look what Taco said. North
what Taco.
Sentinel Island is a prime example of savage people.
I think that's all opinion.
I think they are savage people.
I am a moral relativist.
It has nothing to do with their culture.
So Barton Bella says, these are fair questions. What if your culture teaches that ethnic cleansing is good? Obviously, that doesn't align with me. This is what's happening in our country right now. So all that means is that
I'm almost convinced you're going to land on the left libertarian now. I'm almost convinced.
Ray wants to fast forward to that moment to be able to, kind of say, we got a blackballed Vosh. No, but I am a moral relativist. I'm a moral relativist. It's this what's happening. So Barton Bella is absolutely right. What if your culture teaches that ethnic cleansing is good? Obviously, that I don't agree with that. But all that means is you go do you, and we don't share a government together. That's what's happening in the United States of America. That's why I want secession. Because that's basically what some people think, in my opinion. They are going down the path of ethnic, but it's more philosophical cleansing.
Do you think the Native Americans are inherently savage? At least back then they were.
No, it's all from, you can say from a certain perspective they are. Like even now, you could, somebody in the chat was talking about different people. Like we can look at inner city. You look at people living in the inner city. That's when we saw we did the live on Philadelphia. They got more video that came out like yesterday of them coming through Best Buy and all that. That's savagery. But it's all relative though. So what I think is savage, they might think is fair game.
F no to that. That's my response to that. I'm almost convinced.
I know
you are. I'm almost convinced now that you will land on the left. Libertarian. I'm almost convinced. guys, like if that happens, I want you guys to comment right. If it happens, if Osiris lands on the left libertarian side, comment this. Gotcha. Guys, do that. If Osiris lands on the left libertarian side, comment gotcha.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna start doing streams with reacting to Vosh every week or something like that.
All you need to do is just get a wig that looks like Vosh's hair. That's all you need to do.
And that would be me. There are no savages. Yeah, so I strongly agree. So that
okay, let's see, my turn now. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Of course, they should not expect society's support. I say strongly agree with that.
Strongly agree. I don't know. I can't even understand the other take on that. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
Hmm.
I strongly, well, I will say disagree.
When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I will say agree to that question.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm right in that realm, so I see
Yeah.
where you're going.
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
Well,
Um,
I'm a first generation immigrant, but you
some can't be, but some can be. So I will say, hmm, you can comment first.
I will say strongly disagree only because it's making a very strong statement that's basically saying all can never be fully. If it would have said first generation immigrations can struggle, that would be different. So I'm strongly disagree.
I'll say disagree to that question right there. So yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
What's
Uh,
oh, is
what
that you?
is
I'm
my
sorry.
turn? What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for us. I go with disagree to that question right there.
Oh, strongly disagree. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, whenever you see corporation, it's the same as government to me. So that
Okay.
maybe that will help you understand where I'm coming from. Corporation and government are exactly the same. The government is a corporation.
Govern
No
me
broad.
harder, govern me harder, daddy. So
That's a
uh,
lot of people during the pandemic.
okay,
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
I strongly agree with that question.
I strongly agree.
Uh huh.
It's a conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did an article on that recently on
I
middlemaga.com. What did you see a
I
comment?
no, I love this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. What other question? What other answer could I give other than strongly agree
Strongly
right there?
agree. There's
For
no other
real.
answer. Yeah. I mean, the only other answer is something stronger than strongly agree.
So yeah, your turn.
A significant advantage of a one party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. I think that's not even opinion. That is a fact. Uh, that
This
is China, basically. I strongly agree.
a significant is it an advantage or significant advantage? I say it's an advantage, but not a significant one. So I'll say
Hmm.
agree to that question.
Fair, fair.
Mhm. although the electric, although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. this is this is stupid right here. Obviously, it's strongly disagree right there.
Oh,
Saying
yeah,
only
absolutely.
wrongdoers need to be worried. So yeah,
It's a clear, strongly disagree.
yep. hmm
The
Your
death
turn.
penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I've struggled with this because you, if you say no, then well, why would you be able to do a life sentence? Why would you be able to do 20 years?
Mm.
I'm gonna say on this, strongly agree.
Wow, you come over
Yeah,
to that, man. Strongly agree.
yeah,
Like I believe in the death penalty fully. So yeah, like the Parkland shooter got a life sentence, even though he should have gotten the death penalty. So yeah,
yeah. It's a tough question for me because it makes me hesitate. I don't want the government, and it's really your peers, but I don't want the government to have that much power or the judicial branch system to have that much power. But
well,
where does
if you make that argument, then some could just easily make the argument that we shouldn't even have any prisons then.
absolutely? So that's why I
So
have to do strongly agree.
yeah. Is it your turn or my turn?
Uh,
I think did it, guys. Whose turn is it? Say in the live
you
chat.
can just go.
Now I don't want it to be mixed up because in case
Wait,
whose
in
turn
case what?
because I don't want to because there's probably some questions out there.
Oh no, I'll go.
I'll just go ahead then.
Yeah. Mhm.
In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Um, well, I forgot there was a story in the Bible about how Israel became so rich and that they basically didn't have any government, so and they just drove farther away from God. So. mm,
I can go on this one if you're
Yeah.
hesitant, because I did. Sometimes it's easier to listen when you're not reading it, but I'm going to be strongly disagree. There's nobody that commands or somebody who should be obeyed in a society that I respect.
Well, we
Who
had
would who?
obey Jesus.
Yeah, but that's well, but does that count for this? In a civilized
Yes,
society, one must
I
always have
believe.
people. I don't think that can. For me, people above that doesn't
Well,
count.
well, I'm a Christian nationalist, so
Yeah, I think they're talking about like peers. I'm not interpreting this as Jesus. You
I'm
wouldn't say people.
I'm going with agree on this question right here. Go
That's
ahead.
a strong one. I'm gonna say strongly disagree. I'm
Mhm.
not don't like it. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I strongly disagree.
Um, I would say strongly disagree as well.
Yep.
Yep. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I would say strongly agree to that question right there. Like I said last year, Osama bin Laden wouldn't be worth trying to rehabilitate. So
Yeah, but in general, I will agree with that. So, it's for me, it's either strongly or disagree. And criminal justice punishment should be more important than. I'm gonna say disagree.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a. That was me, I think, right? It is
Okay.
a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I strongly agree.
Strongly agree to that too. Like the Parkland shooter, there's no reason to try to rehabilitate him. So
Yep,
yeah. hmm
agreed.
Yeah. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and artist. You can go first with this one because I'm gonna have to think about this for a second or two.
Yeah, I can go quickly. Strongly disagree. They are not more important. Everybody has a piece in this. You do need the business person. You do need the manufacturer. This is you can look at ISOM comic books. You know, you've got who did the writing, who does the artwork, who's the business person. They're all part of it. No one's more important than the other to me.
I go with disagree on this question right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, your turn. Wait, is it my? No, I think it's my turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I'm not sure how you're gonna respond to this, Osiris. I strongly agree to that question right there. So, like I told you, I think the 19th Amendment was a huge mistake. So yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to answer this one. My first inclination is to disagree, so I'm gonna have to go with that. No, I will disagree. I will not strongly disagree, but I will disagree.
Okay.
That's the make me a sandwich question. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Um, I don't know if I'm knowledgeable to answer that. I think they are. I just don't. I'm trying to think. Do I have proof of this? I actually don't cover stories like this too
Can you hear?
often. Yeah, are you in? I
Yeah, I'm
heard you
here.
for a
Can you hear
second.
me?
Yep.
You
You
can't hear
can
me?
go if you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Okay, just being sure. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You go.
Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Um
What is plant genetic? I don't even know what that means. What are they talking about?
the resources. I mean it's true though, it has
Go. You can go
happened.
ahead.
So I will just go with unethically. I will go with agree to that right there.
Okay, so this asserts that large corporations, often based in developed nations, are engaging in practices that are morally questionable when it comes to utilizing plant
Uh,
genetic materials.
also then strongly agree then. My mistake.
What plant genetic resources? This refers to the genetic material of plant origin, which can include seeds, root, or any other part of the plant.
hmm
I'm not even and including research and development of new plant varieties,
Yeah.
pharmaceuticals, or agricultural products. So I will have to say strongly agree. That's
Metalopoly
Bill
said
Gates.
yeah, Metalopoly said something hilarious.
What
What
did
kind of hippie came up with these questions?
I know. That's what
Did
you
E-
said. You were like, it's
yeah.
all left, but it's still fun. But yeah,
Did Ian Crossland come
I
up with these
know. Yeah,
questions?
we can look for a different one too. I mean, they got a whole bunch of these, but
Okay, yeah, my
we need to
turn.
take this one because it's
Oh,
the same questions. Yep.
oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I strongly disagree right there.
Oh my
Strongly.
gosh, that one was meant to try to trigger me.
Yeah.
Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
No, it's
That's like
not.
the Mike. That's the Mike Pence um, campaign slogan.
That's the
I
Ron DeSantis people.
Yeah, it is in a way. That's the whole point of them. You're right.
Yeah.
Is there something stronger than strongly disagreeing? That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
The establishment is the enemy of the people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question makes sense if it says, "Is it maturity to agree with the establishment when you know it when you feel they're accurate?" Then I would agree, but that's not
Yeah.
what they're saying.
This question here is weird. Astrology accurately explains many things. That is a weird question.
It is. If you don't know, I can go on that one.
Yeah.
I actually very much believe in astrology. This we're talking about the zodiac signs and all that kind of stuff. I strongly agree. Believe it or
Zodiac.
not.
Oh, zodiac signs. So
Yeah, like I'm Capricorn. I strongly
okay,
agree with that.
I'm an Aquarius, so I'll agree with that. hmm
hmm You cannot be moral without being religious. So let me. It's a short one, but you cannot be moral without being religious. I strongly disagree with that.
You not.
Like,
It says you cannot. So that's a
so
tough
what they're
argument.
saying is you have to be religious to be moral.
I don't. I know there are moral people who don't believe in God, so I don't have a choice but to say strongly disagree with that.
I'm surprised, but yeah,
Wait.
no, I
Uh,
thought through it the same way you did. I think you have the right take on the statement.
Let me think about it. I'm trying to. You cannot be
Well, just like
morally.
James Lindsay, I would say James Lindsay is, I believe he's an atheist, and the funny thing about James Lindsay is I say he's an atheist, but
But
I still think I still think there's argument to be made that he could be driven by a faith in God and he doesn't even know it.
hmm,
But I still say
I'll,
strongly disagree.
I'll say strongly disagree to that question right there. I'll say
Mm.
that. Yeah.
Yes, Barton Bella's like, what kind of religion? That's a great point. What is the definition of religion? Hold on a second.
Faith, I
What's
believe.
the definition of religion? So I'm going to get that definition here real quick. That at its core, religion generally refers to a set of beliefs, practices, and values that involves the worship of one or more deities. So a worship of God. So yep. So I think I'm strongly disagree. I do not
Um,
think you need to worship God to be moral.
yeah. So I'll just say strongly disagree with that question too. So
Yeah.
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 Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuine disadvantaged. I say agree to that question right there.
I agree with you. I strongly agree with that. And it's not
I just agree to it. I don't strongly agree.
I do strongly agree with that. In my ideal society, there would be no government type of taking tax. I mean, that's what happened with Social Security right
Well,
now, right? You
well,
take
I believe taxation is theft.
Yeah.
So,
So I will strongly agree with that.
your turn.
Some people are naturally unlucky. Ooh, I will say I would have to agree with that.
I say strongly disagree. I don't believe in
Hmm.
luck.
That's a fair point. I think I remember us talking about that last year a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Yep.
don't believe in luck. I don't know if I've thought through this one enough.
Hmm.
Yeah, what does it mean to be unlucky?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like if I say agree, that's like kind of ungrateful. What does unlucky mean? So
Yeah.
I might be changing to where you are. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second, Ray.
I don't believe in luck. So,
Yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to think through it. What does that? So when I say I agree, if you say you're born with no legs, or some type of disability, Is that,
Mm,
are you unlucky?
no.
Yeah, I am going to change that. I strongly disagree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
Um,
for that. Okay.
it is important that my child's school instills religious values. For me, strongly agree. For me,
I will. I'm
because
gonna. It's either.
because when I have kids, I'm sending them to religious school. I'm not sending them
Mm,
to a public school.
yeah, and that makes sense. I'm for me. It's either disagree or strongly disagree. I can help them with the religious value part. I
Be-
think.
because this question isn't about everyone; it's about your children. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. But I'm still gonna say I'm gonna strongly disagree on that.
yeah. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, we're on the last page here. I think.
Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral. I will say disagree to this question. Because like there are some people who genuinely love each other, but then there are some people out there like prostitutes. Then there are prostitutes. So and there's
Mm,
strippers as well. So yeah, that's the way I'm
wow,
taking this right here.
this is a rare time. I'm to the right of you on this one. I think. I think it's. I strongly agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Okay, a same-sex couple in a stable, loving
Wait.
relation. Oh,
I'm gonna go with agree then. My mistake. Wait,
on
wait,
this
wait,
one,
wait, wait. Let me think about this one.
Ray doesn't want me to be on the right of him. I'm flanking you from the right, Ray. No,
I'm
I'm just
think
playing, man. I'm just joking with you.
I'm thinking about this one. It is usually most well,
The Bible says that it is, though.
I
Right?
go with agree to this question. Well, that part is that part you could is debatable. What you just said,
Okay.
it's debatable.
I'm not an expert in this, but because my thought, because I this comes up with the gay discussion where I say,
No,
what was that?
I'm laughing at the next question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this comes up with the gay discussion where I say that sex outside of marriage is wrong, and so is same sex interaction. So I think they're both equally wrong. That's how I wrote that article where I said, is some sin worse than others? This is the question. A same sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. And I strongly agree. So what I'm saying is they should be able to adopt children. Absolutely. I strongly agree. That's a
Oh my
left.
god,
Why was that?
I'm going full on Nick Fuentes and Steven Ignoramus here. Strongly disagree.
I don't know. I'm laughing, man, because it's a legitimate take. I mean, it's a legitimate take. But I think that I don't. My reasoning for that is that that's where we kind of, me and Steven kind of part ways a little bit with the and Nick Fuentes also
Hey, hey,
with
but
liberty. Like I don't want to impart my morals on somebody else.
yeah, I still can't. I still laugh at when you and Steven did that show the other day, saying
Mm,
saying he truly believes Ron DeSantis is gay.
that was so funny.
After
I
this,
didn't even.
never mind. After this, you gotta play that clip. It's so hilarious. Oh, before you do that, you
I,
actually got a super chat.
oh, okay. I'll check it out. Kelly boy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Sex outside of marriage is not immoral because you have couples who can't have children and they find out after getting married. So let me think through that again. So some people, biologically or something's happening, they can't have children. So I'm going to disagree with that, but I appreciate the $5 super chat. What do you think about that, Ray?
But you still get married though. So
Yeah. I don't think that has to do with the sex outside of marriage. So,
I
I
don't.
mean, most people break that, but that's why I say most people sin. I mean, we all are sinners.
Yep.
Is it a legit sin that to have sex outside of marriage?
It's debatable.
Okay.
Like it. Uh, because the Bible is not 100% clear, but it implies something that I'll have to look more into it.
Okay. Well, I have
We
a
need
quick chat.
we need to get Carlos on to talk about that.
Oh, for sure. I have a quick like it's just like Google Chat GPT on this. The Bible, particularly in its Old and New Testaments, generally presents sex outside of marriage as immoral. This perspective is rooted in the Judeo Christian tradition, which emphasizes the sanctity of marriage as the proper context for sexual relations. And talks about the Ten Commandments. One shall not commit adultery, but that's not. Okay, adultery, which traditionally has been interpreted to mean engaging in sexual relations with someone other than one's spouse. So you
Well,
see that. So you
well,
see that interpretation saying if you're not married, then it's adultery.
well. Jesus said, any man who looks at a woman with lust is committing adultery in his heart.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
So, well, thank you for the $5 super chat, Kelly Boy. Kelly Boy also says some couples divorce because they wait until marriage and they find out they can't have children. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
right
I see
now.
what you mean. I still disagree, but it's a respectable, thoughtful opinion.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
My turn right here.
Yep.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. I was actually debating whether or not to say this before this because when I was in the shower earlier, I was just like I'm thinking about whether or not to say this.
Right,
I'll say this openly. I've had a porn addiction. I'll openly say it.
Okay. So I didn't want to.
I'll
That's a serious thing.
I openly say it, guys. I have a porn addiction. I openly admit that.
Okay, so let me. I didn't want to laugh because here's the thing: you were talking about the shower, and I was like, I don't know where this is going, Ray. But no. But you came with a serious topic, so I don't want to make light of that. So what are your thoughts here? So I apologize for that.
No, actually, I had not because making fun of myself is actually hilarious. I like that actually. It's hilarious.
Well, just to be clear, I didn't know where you're going, so that's why I was like, wait, hold up, Ray. Where are we going with the shower?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I used to play a lot of video. I used to play Madden all the time, or NBA 2K, or I'm. You could say I'm addicted to doing live streams. Why am I doing live streams, Ray?
Like a job.
So
it's a hobby.
Yeah, it's just a hot. But I mean, you could say I'm addicted to it. You could probably say that.
No, because
how do you define addiction?
Something that you do uncontrollably and you cannot stop yourself from doing whatsoever.
True.
You could stop yourself from doing videos if you wanted to.
Yeah, I have pretty much. So yeah, I see what you mean. So what are your thoughts on it though? With that in mind,
I'm going Steven's route. It should be illegal.
I respect that. I would say I'm going to say. So you're going to go with agree. Wait, it should be legal.
Strongly
so you're going to say disagree. Okay, so I'm going to go strongly agree, but I understand what you mean. Just like drugs.
Guys, I'm fully admitting that out in public, I have a porn addiction. So yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people I think that might. So that's not that.
At least I'm not lying.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, that's probably very prevalent. Ian talked about that. Ian was on with Elijah Schaefer. I never got a chance to really talk about it on the show here. It was.
Look at what Callie said.
Me too. I mean, that's what I said. Like, it's probably a lot. I mean, that's why it's hard to define that. I think addiction comes in when you kind of start, like, if it's affecting work and stuff like that. Like, if you see a therapist, one of the first questions they ask you is something about, do you dread going into work, or something, something along those lines of, they ask. I think they ask you about porn too and stuff, or any addiction. So,
but when you get to the point where, like, every day for weeks that you just pop it up on your laptop, I would classify that as addiction. So yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't know if I would classify it as an addiction if it doesn't affect you in, like, your relationships, work.
It has.
So then yeah. So then, to varying degrees, then yes. But I think anything can be a vice. The stream. So I think the stream could be called an addiction, because it has. My wife has been like, oh, well, why don't do a stream and do this or whatever, even if I've told her, hey, I got this scheduled or something like that. So I think the stream could be called an addiction. So I don't want to say addiction.
Does it have a bad effect on you?
I don't know how you even measure that, but it's I think when it puts strain on a relationship, it hasn't affected work because that's how I get paid, so I can't have that affect work. But it could, just like drinking alcohol or whatever, could get you fired or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be. I think you could call. I think there's different levels of addiction. So I
yeah.
think it would be considered a light addiction.
I can
The stream would be
the
for me.
like porn can really messes up men. It really does.
It is, and you know what?
I've noticed that.
Let's finish, and then I'll look for this clip. I think this is exactly what Elijah Schaefer and Ian Crossland were. It was what a wonderful stream. I'm very similar to Stephen Ignoramus, where he says he listens to like hours and I listen to hours upon hours of all these different streams. So I think I'll look for that clip after we're done.
Yep.
Um,
Okay. You're next.
what goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. I will strongly disagree. I think that's different than last year, but the same thought process. We have laws. So you say what goes on. If you say agree to this, then that means everything up into include. Well, this says consenting. So I was thinking about rape. So let me think about that again.
So this actually kind of ties into the pornography thing. They're actually back during the Bush administration, even though I think Bush was an awful president, because like he actually during his administration, the DOJ actually was prosecuting porn directors and porn producers because it's not because they were doing anything with like minors or anything, but because they were doing some outrageous stuff in these videos, and people were convicted and were sent to prison.
Yeah.
Because we do have laws on it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think because I was thinking rape, and obviously that doesn't count when they say consenting. Is there
Like
any
it,
type of consenting thing that would be illegal? I'm gonna go with no on this one. Then I'm gonna
you
say
can't.
what goes on in the private bedroom.
You,
I'm gonna say agree. I strongly agree. Then right? Because I'm
mm,
only thinking about laws here.
yeah, I would say that's none of the government's business to know what you and your wife are doing in your bedroom. So yeah.
Consenting to what? Yeah. Hmm. That's a tough one. I'm gonna still say strongly agree.
Ooh, this question right here. Yeah. No one can feel naturally homosexual. You go because I want to hear what you have to say first. I
I
already
don't
know what
even
I'm
know
going
what
to
it
say.
means. I don't even know what it means. I'm gonna put it in Chat GPT. I'm gonna literally say, "What does this mean?" And I don't want to delay an answer. I just don't even understand what that means. Does that mean born gay? Suggests that
Uh,
homosexuality is not an innate or natural inclination, but rather something that is learned, chosen, or imposed. Okay.
Probably,
Uh,
I think pretty much the vast majority, if not all, of gay people have been groomed in some way.
let me see. So what does it say? So no one can feel okay, so it's saying that everyone is inorganically homosexual. I don't know I don't know. I don't even know. How would I even know the answer to that? I'm going to say disagree.
I
I think there
say
might be somebody born like that.
strongly agree.
Wow.
Steve,
I don't know, so I can't knock you on it. So,
yeah, you can say it. You get the honors at the last question.
is this the last one?
Yep. Mm-hmm. The last one more.
These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I'm going to say strongly agree. That is a cultural question. And
Because
we have had the famous, was it Washington Post headline, kink belongs at Pride Parade, and children should see it too.
yeah,
This has gone beyond too far.
it's gone to the kids now. So
It's gone way too far.
all right, that's the last question. You ready now to see?
Ray,
Let's click on
you
the exact
sound
same
too
time.
excited about this, Ray.
Let's click on the exact same time. Don't on the count of three. Click it.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Now.
Let's reveal it.
Don't. Let me go down
Yeah, I
here.
don't want to delete it. I want to see it.
Oh.
We have what who's the authoritarian right?
Let's go with you first. I want to see what you landed on. I have an
I'm going to
idea.
reveal it very slowly.
Let's go slowly. Left.
Am I going to be a black Ian Crosland?
Let's nah. Come
Okay, so they
on.
have some
No,
right.
no, no, no. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go
You're too
down.
excited about this.
Go down.
I'm right where I
Whoa!
was. I'm right where I always was.
You're wait. You're less libertarian than you were last year.
That is weird, though. Yeah, how am I less
you're-
libertarian?
And you're more authoritarian and you're more right too.
I'm still in the same vicinity. I thought it was. Yeah, didn't you think it would be a lot different, Ray?
No, I thought you would pretty much be. I thought you would be less libertarian. That's what I thought. So
What questions were less? Where was I less libertarian? Not that I mean, I'm just curious as to what. Can you look at this here and see what got you in the? Anybody in the chat? Which questions was I not libertarian on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The government ones were the giving. That's what Barton Bella was saying. It came across to her like I was giving the government too much power.
Yeah. All right. You want to see mine now?
Yeah, let's reveal it.
Da 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 da.
Wait, I can't see. Wait, let me add your. Are you going to share it?
Now,
okay, here
go
it is.
ahead. Da 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 da.
Oh, you're a little baby. You're not even. You're just right where I am. You're just across the river.
I'm on the authoritarian right. So,
barely.
You're
a nice authoritarian.
Da 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 da.
Ray's a heart-loving. He's like one of the cool authoritarians. We're both about the same right, aren't we?
No,
I'm a little bit less right than you. Wait, we're very similar.
I'm
in the third. I'm in the third square right. Which square are you?
What does your economic thing is?
Economic, I am 2.5.
I'm 2.5.
Yeah, we almost aligned exactly on the economic stuff. I remember that. That was page 2, I believe. Social libertarian authoritarian. I'm -3, and you're what?
What's your social libertarian thing?
-3.38. So that's where we're
I am 0.92.
Now you look at this. Ray and I are exactly on the same spectrum for economics, and then on the social libertarian authoritarian, that's where you're on the other side. Very close though, not even that far away. So you could see how if you took a polling of your channel, if you don't know, Ray Studios got a great but
look what Metalopoly just said.
Metalopoly said, "Baby German mustache man." That's what I was thinking too. But a lot of people don't think he's on the right. I think he's on the left. But
yeah,
whatever.
Here's the funny thing: my dad's ancestors come from Germany.
Oh, okay. There you got a little bit.
My dad's white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you were to guess on the channel, what is everybody on the channel? If you have this or if you've done it, which quadrant are you in? What would you guess, Ray, for the people that watched your channel? Where do you think they would mostly lie?
They'd mostly be on the right libertarian.
Yep. And I think same with me. I think a lot of people who watch this probably would be maybe even more libertarian showing up on this than me.
Huh.
Because I'm not even that libertarian on here. -3.38? That's nothing. Like you would say Michael Malice is like probably the most, completely ANCAP type of dude.
Yeah. But yeah, Taco, Mustache Man is authoritarian left.
And there's a debate there. I say he's authoritarian left. It was the Nazi
debate there.
It was a socialist party. Well, the people do debate it though. I mean,
there shouldn't be.
I agree.
Because the Nazi stands for National Socialism.
Yeah. I agree too. I mean, Eric July has a good video breaking that down actually.
All right, so yeah, can you pull the video up of from last year's and look where you were last year?
Wait, do you have it in the screen?
I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, I don't have it handy.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Ray, the
Compass.
sunglass, sexy man, authoritarian, heckling. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan Lott. Jordan Lott would probably show up more libertarian than me.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm pulling this up. Where is
Yeah,
that? Oh,
Metalopoly, good
there it is.
question. Metalopoly says a lot of these questions had you. It's up there. Wait, you should be sharing yours already.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, Metalopoly says a lot of those questions had zero to do with political spectrum. Astrology, really? That's a good. That's yeah, I agree. I
Okay,
can't find that clip with Ian and Elijah Schaefer. I forgot what the topic was. Porn. I thought maybe I spelled it prawn.
right
Can't
here.
find them.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is you. Oh, can you pull it up?
Wait, is it not sharing it?
No, you're not sharing it yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is you from last year.
Oh.
You were on the economic level 1.338,
Mm-hmm.
and on the social libertarian you were negative 4.92.
Yep. So I'm less libertarian, more economic right.
Yep. And
Slight change.
me, I was on economically, I left, I was left, right, I was 3.13, and the libertarian authoritarian, I was negative 0.92.
So you've definitely changed across over that line. You're pretty much exactly the same economically.
Yeah. So let me see. Huh. More left apparently. Huh.
Wait, you're more left. No,
It
a
says,
little bit. It's just barely.
yeah.
Yeah, just you're pretty much the same there, barely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get a
All right.
copy of let me try to get a copy of this made. Give me 1 second. Because I think you can like copy it. Your 1 second.
Mhm.
1 second.
Yeah, it does let you copy it somewhere.
Okay.
I'm looking for that. I did upload some clips from that show. I wanted to see it because it was such a good, and I can't find it. Okay, I did find it. I found the clip. So we can end out after this. Let me see. A thoughtful. Yep. This
Just,
I've got a couple clips that are about 5 minutes together, 5 minutes long. I want to do since we came on this topic.
okay. I
You,
just took a screenshot of mine.
okay. I'm gonna share and then we'll be out after this.
So, where did you guys in the live chat land? I'm really curious.
A Christian would definitely end up on the political right authoritarian side, yes, because of how those questions were worded. Should a question, so you Mendelopoly says this, Ray. Mendelopoly says a Christian would definitely end up on the political right authoritarian side of the spectrum. I agree with that because of how those questions were worded. Should a Christian end up, isn't that the right place for a Christian?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
I guess, but I'm a Christian too, though. But yeah, I don't.
Well, well, yeah, okay. Shannon Garcia says I fell a few spots left libertarian and just a few spots away from authoritarian, but I'm MAGA, so I don't get it.
No, that's fine, Shannon. MAGA is me. MAGA to me is more populism.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to be, you can be anywhere. I mean, I call people on the political left MAGA. Like you're talking about Broken Traditions is probably politically left.
Same thing with Che.
Che as well. And they don't rep MAGA, but I to me, they are MAGA. You know, they could be in that umbrella. So I don't think that's that crazy, Shannon, at all. I think if you were authoritarian left, that would be weird. You're not. Even if you're a little bit authoritarian left, that still wouldn't be weird to me.
Take a screenshot of your spectrum, and then I'll send it to you. Then you can post them on Twitter.
Yep. I got mine. Wait, hold on. Let me get a different one.
I'm sending it to you right now. Give me 1 second. I'm emailing it. Well, I'm sending it to you on Twitter. So pull it up right here so I know that you get it.
Did you email it?
No, not email, and I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter DMs.
Oh, in DMs. Okay. Yep.
Where is it?
Okay. Yeah, I can upload mine so we both have them in the chat, and then we're gonna end on.
Wait, wrong one. Wait, wrong one. I clicked the wrong thing. My mistake. I sent the wrong. I sent the wrong one by accident.
Oh, I should have. Let me edit mine.
I sent the wrong
And
one by
then
accident.
I'm gonna end on a clip here because we were talking about. I think this is on the same topic. I haven't heard this clip in a minute, but regardless, it was such a good episode. I actually brought this up to Ian when I was over there for the pop culture crisis, and he didn't even he does so many appearances and stuff. He didn't even know what I was talking about.
Okay, 1 second.
So I got this. I just sent it. I just sent you my. Wait, yeah. So you got mine.
I just sent you mine. So did you get it now?
Oh, I put it in the Magables.
Everyone else is gonna be like, "What is this?"
I gotta get you. I don't do a lot of Twitter DMs, so that was clumsy. Yeah. I think you can. Can you delete?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
All right.
Delete. Wait, it says just delete for you. Yeah, I can't really delete it. All right. You can delete it from you seeing it, but everybody else still sees it. So I'm going to
and post them on Twitter. So and just put in this is yours and then this one's mine. So
let me. Yeah, I'll do that later because I don't even know how to design. I'll have to type that out.
Just take the image and then just put it on in a Twitter post.
Okay, I'll do that after the show.
Okay.
Because I'll have to fiddle around with it. And
all right.
Figure out what wording for it. But here's what I'll end with though. Let's see what your thoughts on this is. I think this is relevant to our discussion. This is the first thing that came to mind. It's such a mature conversation from these fellas here. This is Elijah Schaefer. This is Ian Crossland, and this is Ben. I don't know his full name. Ben from Australian Talk. This is a thoughtful discussion. It's going to be in 2 pieces on the dual nature of sexuality, illustrating how it can be both a source of positivity and potentially destructive
for themselves. Because really, as Ian was saying, they're only harming themselves. Now, as young guys, we might think it's all good to go out and we want as many girls as we can get, and that's totally fine. That's a natural instinct. But at some point of time, we've got to have the self-discipline to be able to curb that, because otherwise we can lead lifestyles that will lead us into disarray.
It actually synergizes with what I was thinking. About the sex cult that we were talking about, and that we were this, like, I don't know if it's a blood cult, but like the Satan sex cult. That the shame, Ben, that you were just mentioning. I think when you start into the polyamory realm, there is something in there that's like, it just doesn't feel right. Like, maybe not. I've never done it, but I imagine that people there don't want to really look at what they're doing, and so they get a costume, and that's where all this weird shit comes from.
But they don't think it's appropriate, and this is what I bring up. So porn's a really interesting thing that I find to be like a great caricature of explaining sort of human sexuality, because when you get, this is particularly men, although it's rising in women. And I've seen so much porn in my entire life, right? I mean, and there were seasons of my life where I just feel like I never had like a crazy addiction where it was like, where you're like jerking off in, the bathroom at work or something like that, or in school, or when you're younger. Like there's some guys
except at work.
It's really bad, man. They got like 4 hours a day on porn sites. I don't know how they even do it. But what's really wild about that is that like porn has so many different fetishes, right? And they're developing all the time. And there's like so many different motives and operandi that you can click through, and so many different things. And what's really crazy about porn is the further you click through it, there's been studies that have been done on the trends of click-through rates and of watch time on pornography. And as a person clicks through the website, sometimes the fetishes get more and more obscure, and the algorithms suggest like let's just say you're like you start with regular sex, and then there's like you said a polyamory or a threesome suggested, and then it's like a bisexual threesome is suggested somewhere there, and then the next is like a transgender threesome suggested, and then I don't know, it's just like you can go down the line. The same thing even goes with like I think it's a like rape or gangbang porn or whatever too, is like it goes and you start with normal sex and then it's,
you see he's having a serious discussion. What he's saying is once you go down the rabbit hole, and especially after some time, you need the next thing, the bigger thing. That's you become desensitized to it. Like it's not the same. So you're going to the whatever the next. Remember Atrioc or whatever his name was? He was doing the deep fake stuff, and I'm not saying he was addicted or anything, but you just there's so many different avenues.
Yeah, well, here the thing is like going like pulling up your laptop and then immediately going to the bathroom for like weeks on end every day. Yeah, it can take an effect on you. It can. I can say from personal experience. I fully admit it.
So they're having
you guys can make as many jokes about me as you want to. I'm just admitting what happened.
Yeah.
You know, bondage, and then it's, you know, violent reenactment and role play. And basically they've found that the algorithms are not only set up to mimic real behavior, but that people they start with something basic. And then as they're continually getting more and more horny, more and more aroused, they click on more and more extreme versions of porn, which is an interesting.
Taco has a way of saying what I want to say in a better way. Taco just is really good with the verbiage. Taco says start at regular stuff and you'll eventually end up watching an Asian chick shoving a fish up her ass, basically.
Or you'll see a bunch of Chinese, not Chinese, Asian, Japanese businessmen. Let's just say ejaculating stuff onto like some flight attendant's face. So yeah. And you'll see a bunch of squids in those videos too. Like people start liking squids a lot. A lot of people do. Like tentacle stuff. Like it's weird.
Yeah, that's craziness. But I mean that it just happens over time. Barton Bella says no joke should be made. Admitting that is a big thing. Props to you. Thank you. And you see, it's no surprise. Barton Bella, one of the great friends of the show. Taco Lord, that ain't a mental picture that I wanted. It's hard, Taco. I'll continue on here. They just have a couple more minutes.
Like correlation, like the more you lose your prefrontal cortex ability to like disseminate, and instead you want to inseminate, you know, like that's the whole point. Is like you there's a side of you that's this animalistic behavior, which makes sense. Why God is like, hey, there is a control mechanism, and this has to be controlled because sex can be very positive. It can be very beautiful. It can create offspring. It can create intimacy. It can create life. Or you can start trading children on a black market without birth certificates that are born into war zones and start torturing and murdering them.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's a little bit more. I mean, this is one of the best. If I had to give an award for podcast, this is one of the best I've seen of the year. And again, it's Elijah Schaefer, same guy from You Are Here, who had the amazing episodes there. And that's not a coincidence. This dude he's a special creator. He's not even like radical on one side or the other. He's very reasonable.
My wife was crying the other day because she was listening to a podcast. Such a sweet podcast.
If I ever went on Tim's show, I would actually ask Ian about this, to ask him like I would actually like challenge him on this, because I remember one time he was talking about pornography stuff, and what he was saying was he thinks it can be a benefit because like it showed him ideas of how things should be done, really. So,
but he's very reasonable. I think you can have both takes, but yeah, let me start.
I mean, you should probably study some stuff for your partner, well, for your wife, like because like to like make your relationship better. But still, though, like just like there's a difference between studying and then like getting just addicted to it.
Yeah, I agree completely.
what it was that she had heard. And people know I'm a new father, and I would love my son. He's a sweetheart. He's just you saw him. He looks like me too, but better looking. And and she had found out that there's a version of CP out there that they do it even when the kid still has the umbilical cord attached. It's called like umbilicalism or something like that, where they're literally before they've even detached the umbilical cord, they're sexually violating children, and like that's mind blowing. Like I figured that's possible because I'm on the internet and I know that humans
There's
are
a
evil.
dude that just got hemmed up for that. Wasn't he from CBS? Let me not say. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot. There was a guy that just
that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah.
And
so warning this, but it's a mature discussion, but it does get
Barton Bella said it. Immediate death. 100% agree.
I agree completely with that.
Yeah.
Well, I just like to think that somebody's getting off to that makes me want to, decapitate them, and just save that child. But it's like, fuck, that's crazy, man. Like, sex can create children and make a marriage strong or make a relationship strong, or people can fucking be violating infants with the umbilical cord attached. That's some powerful fucking shit, man, that needs to have some control mechanisms on it, because before you know it, you're in a fucking dog outfit with your asshole showing and making some 9-year-old girl look at it on a public street, sponsored by Raytheon. I mean, like, the fucking human sexuality, sorry for all the cursing audience, but I mean, just fuck. Like, if you don't get some boundaries, humans do fucked up shit with their sex lives, and it's like it's got to have control, or you just end up. It literally leads to abuse. That's you said polyamory freaks you out. It leads to abuse. You become spiritually dead, and you start fucking abusing people, and that's like what happens when left unchecked. It's a serious problem, and it's like. That's what this is suggesting, is the elites are part of this ritual blood. It's moving you into like where you literally start sacrificing babies. And I believe that's what they do. They end up just start violating children and sacrificing them.
That's why you need to go at it from its head. Outlaw porn as a whole.
So that's the discussion, and I still don't agree with that. But it's still the problem is legit, but the government can't solve that. Let me put a clip to that podcast.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube. This is on YouTube.
I think maybe you should put a viewer description to this video. So yeah, this video you're gonna need.
I'm not gonna. For this stream, that's fine. YouTube can do that. They'll do it on their own.
You should just put it in the comments, like saying, "Hey, this might get into some topics that are." Yeah.
I mean, that's where the show is spiced now. So it's either you get the spice or you don't. But here's the. Wait, why is it not pasting? I'm trying to paste the link to the video. If you want to catch this is Slightly Offensive by Elijah Schaefer. Great. He's a great creator. Very reasonable, kind of like a street journalist as well. There you go. But yeah, whether you decide to outlaw it or not, I don't think the government can stop people from doing this, from this happening. This is something that is just a culture thing. I don't know if there's any culture that can stop it. You can minimize it. But there you go. But on the political test, we were pretty close. Oh, Ray, did your mic go out? On the political test, we were pretty close. And we are seeing states trying to ban, actually, or aren't they trying to require IDs or something to go on?
My audio cut out. I'm back now, guys.
Okay,
so, yeah.
That's all right. I think wasn't Iowa state. I think some states are trying to force ID to visit.
Arkansas and Virginia were the ones that tried to do that.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with that, but there's a movement to do that.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the government. I just have to accept. I like the government checking power of corporations, but in this case, it's limiting freedom of people. If people want to do drugs porn is just a drug, basically. If they want to do that, then they should be able to. If you want to, I listen to a lot of streams. I was listening to Charlie Kirk today, and I'll go to Infowars and Rogan. And why can't I do that?
Well, by that means, like, a lot of people say that if you legalize all drugs, then the drug stuff would just go down immediately, like crime. That's not true whatsoever. because you see porn stuff, you see like addiction rising even more. So just because like when you fully legalize something, it's going to go up immediately. It's not just going to go down like the left tries to say it will.
Yeah, so I think the answer isn't to make it illegal. There's got to be other. I think there should be some other types of answers. I don't know if it's, I don't know, user control or some type of notification. Like, say you have a young child. I got 2 young kids. I mean, when they get a little bit older, who knows what they're going to be watching? If
Like-
you get,
like-
something that helps notify the household or something like that.
Like just hypothetically, if when your sons become teenagers, are you just going to let them go around looking at all those websites and stuff like that?
I don't know. I haven't really thought through that. I'm not going to really be prying into their personal space. I think it's trying to help them navigate through that if they've got questions. I gotta see when they get online. They're not online yet. They can play games and stuff at times on tablets, but they're not connected to the internet.
My kids, when I have them, they're not allowed to use the internet. Not in my house. Mm-mm.
So I think I'm going there. They are going to be able to use the internet for me, because I don't think shielding them's gonna work. Well, I want them to. What's
go
that?
ahead.
No, I want them to think critically through it.
I would not let them use the internet till at minimum high school and maybe even 18, maybe 16 or 18.
But then they could feel ostracized from everybody else who's using it.
Yeah.
I think.
So I say, so what? That would be my response.
Yeah, do the Amish do that? I believe the Amish, but they are around other people that do that. So I think for me, it's more of a balance. I want you to do some sports. I want you to be making sure that you're performing well in school, that you've got a balanced life, you're eating well, exercising, eating well, in touch with your faith, some internet. The problem to me is more if you're all internet or even all of any of those things. I don't want you to be all faith or whatever all day, or all sports all day, or all video games all day. If you can break it up in balance, then I think that's the best solution.
Possibly, but
yeah, and I want to give them the tool to be able to
Well,
I mean, that's very difficult going through adolescence. I know, but I saw a stat, Ray, that ages something like 18 to 45, it was something crazy, like 50% of them had not tried to talk to a girl in person.
You mean you're talking about 18 to 20-year-olds have not even approached a woman?
Yeah, that you saw that? Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Tim talked about that.
Oh, did he? Yeah, we talked about it. I think I missed that, but I saw it on Twitter. So he probably talked about the same thing I saw on Twitter. But he's talked about that multiple times. It is a hell of a phenomenon.
Well, bartend. A thing I'm pretty sure you don't even realize: porn addiction is not even classified as a mental illness, even though it should be.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in that specifically, but
it should be. Yeah, but also, but yeah. And by the way, when you said that you wouldn't want your kids being ostracized, well, here's the thing, and they would be around people that are doing it. Well, I'm sending my kids to religious school. They're not going to no public school where they're going to be exposed to all that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's possible to completely hide it from them, but yeah, you might be in a better scenario than every school's going to be different.
But like they would eventually find out about it. But I would tell them this: I would sit them down and explain it to them. I would do that. But I'm saying, like, you're not watching this though. I'll explain it to them, but you're not watching this.
The other concern I have is rebellious nature of children. So if you say don't do this, then very often they want to do that. So I'm worried about that. So and then also, will they hide it from you when they want to do that? If you say no, don't do this. So I might be taking a more leftist, liberal approach to the parenting. I think my wife is on the same page with that, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. Have to navigate it. But my thing is for them to have the tools to navigate it on their own. I'm just there to guide them, to help them with those tools.
Yeah. But I kind of see where you're coming from, but I still disagree with you on that. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. There's no right or wrong with that as well. And then the other thing is when they're 18, you could be potentially leaving the home at that time point.
When you're 18, I'm not even going to interfere because like you're making your own choices now. I don't have any say.
So then my concern is do you give them the tools to be able to, when they're 18, I mean, you're still young, when you're 18, 19, 20, all that, to be able to navigate it? Maybe they go away somewhere else to live or whatever. Did they ever? And then now they do see everything that they had restricted before. And then, how do they react?
But I would sit down and explain it to them beforehand. I'd do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barton Bella was talking about drug addiction needs hospitals and rehab.
Well,
yeah, I think we do need to put way more into that. I mean, but the thing is, San Francisco has, I believe, and it's not working.
Yeah. Well, Reagan gutted the mental health institutions, so like I've started to go
Reagan
away
was
from Reagan.
overrated.
I've started to go away from Reagan. I've started to go away from Reagan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're in a different place. We're slowly getting into a different place. Ronald Reagan was overrated. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Ronald Reagan. I think Ronald Reagan had some good traits.
But the biggest thing that he did, the biggest issue was the illegal immigration. Because he gave amnesty to millions of illegals, which it started to mess our country up. Like all the illegal immigration that we see, issues that we see going on right now, that can all be traced back to Reagan.
I agree. I mean, a lot of it. There was some troubling things about Ronald Reagan. And I never really was a big Reagan person. My thing that I would go at Reagan all the time. Remember we did that live? We went through every president.
Not every president, a bunch of the main ones.
We went through like every main president. That was a great live. Was it me, you, and Carlos? It was me, you, and Carlos that did that.
It was episode 50 of my show.
Oh, wow. You got the recall of the episode. And Reagan, my big problem with Reagan was the spending. That's when I first kind of, going back, I was young when he was president, but looking back at he was the first person that I noticed who didn't care, along with Congress signing the bills, didn't care about spending.
Taco, look what he just typed in.
Oh, yeah. Taco says, Reagan took our machine guns away. Never forget that. Man, we're rattling off a lot of problems with Reagan.
Or no-fault divorce.
Man, I might need to get some thoughts together and do what would we call it? Debunking Reagan, or I don't know.
Okay, let's do a show. Should we talk about it in our space tomorrow, or should we just do another show tomorrow?
Well, I think I'm going to do more hot topics in the space. What's trending? Because it's on X.
Okay.
I think we should look at what's trending on X at that time, and I don't want to talk about something we don't care about, but what's the topic on X that is hot at that moment?
So roast of Reagan. That's great. Taco.
Wow.
Let's do it tomorrow.
Great title.
Let's do it tomorrow.
You want to do that tomorrow night?
Mm-hmm. We can do that.
Let's make it a seg. Well, let's see. We'll keep it open just in case something else breaks or whatever. But yeah, let's do a roast of Reagan tomorrow. I can put that together. Well, I can put my thoughts together pretty quickly on that.
Yeah. So.
And we'll call it roast of Reagan.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. We need to promote.
I do want to bring up the good parts too.
Oh yeah.
But it'll be a roast of Reagan. Instead of a funny roast, and maybe you have the jokes, it will be a pretty serious roast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It'll be kind of like.
But our main thing right now is to promote our Twitter space tomorrow, the Mega Bowls. Yeah.
So we're gonna do the Twitter space. I've double check and see what time we're at. I thought it was gonna be 6 p.m. Mountain even. Oh no, I said 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So I think it's gonna be like around 4 p.m. my time, 5 your time. Okay. That's why you said 5.
Yeah. I'm bringing this image up. Like everyone's gonna want to see this.
I'm gonna try and stream the Twitter Spaces here too. If you're not on X,
this is most of us right here, guys. The Mega Bowls.
But we don't know how many are gonna come in. But this is the momentum we're trying to create.
Yeah. I'm the one that's gonna be creating the Twitter space. So what you can do, Osiris, you can put the link to my Twitter in Twitter and like pin it so everyone can go there to check it out when it happens tomorrow.
Yeah, let me get this in. And the cool thing about the oh shoot, I think my keyboard battery died.
Oh,
Um,
your keyboard battery died.
yeah.
Wow. I always thought you're supposed to like hook it up to your computer or something.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if it came back. But I can't type right now. But yeah, let me get the Ray's Twitter.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I got it. It's working now. So let me get Ray's Twitter. It's Ray Studios 29.
Oh yeah,
I believe.
Metalopoly. I forgot to save that. Reagan
What's
was
that?
Reagan was one of the people who did occult rituals at Bohemian Grove.
I wasn't even aware of that one.
He-
But I'm
he-
not surprised.
He dressed up as a druid and was lighting. He was one of the people that was lighting a statue. He was lighting like an effigy in front of that giant statue of Moloch, the owl god.
Really? The same one that Alex Jones was talking about?
No, Bohemian Grove has been going on for
Yeah.
century, for over 100 years. So,
But it's
yeah.
the same ritual that he was talking about.
yes, the same kind of
Wow.
ritual.
Well, I'm not surprised, but I did not know that. We took some twists and turns.
Yeah, and you can also pin it too, so everyone can see it.
Oh, so I'm gonna pin it right here, and then we'll put it in the comments afterwards. Could step on through
Because
if you can't.
Because guys, we want everyone to go over and watch and listen to and watch their Twitter space tomorrow. Like it's gonna be, I don't know what the title will be, but the word Magables will be in it. I can say that.
Yeah, just do whatever. This is our first one. It's gonna take some time. I'm not really experienced with the Twitter Spaces, so basically, what are we gonna do? Like our show, basically, like a show just on Twitter Space.
Yeah, like I said, I think we should do a combination of Twitter Spaces and also like our podcast too. We should we should do a mixture of both with try to get as many of us on as we can.
Yep, I agree. We're gonna start it on X to see if we can get some momentum. The cool thing about Twitter Spaces is it's just like YouTube, but there's no video, and it's just a little bit easier for everyone to talk because you're on your phone, right? I mean, if you're on your phone, so instead of chatting, Metalopoly is like, well, I'm not gonna chat. I'll just talk. So it's a very powerful platform. They copied, what was it that was doing it? Do you remember? They copied that app that was popular.
I forgot exactly what it was called.
Yeah, everybody was there. I forgot. I signed up for it. They were on a delay. Then I just stopped. But Taco said I can't join y'all on Twitter because I'm permabanned and device banned. Damn.
Just create a random account and then just hop on. Just some random thing.
He might be permabanned like Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes can't even do that. So I'm gonna stream it. If you can't get on X, I'm gonna stream it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know how that
well,
it can't
you'll probably have to stream it. You'll probably have to have the stream in StreamYard in your basement, but then probably so you don't hear the echo, you'll probably have to be upstairs or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll see if I can even stream it. I think I should be able to. I'm gonna run it through the soundboard, so I think I should be able to. Kind of like a phone call. But yeah, we'll do that and have good conversation with the Twitter Spaces. I think the whole point is to have conversation.
Yep.
So I think that we're gonna try to get if not, we can talk. We'll talk. But I think it's to get people in there and to have conversation. I think eventually it's gonna include video, but not yet.
Yeah, the ones I know will most likely show up are obviously me and you, but Adam, Jason, and Steven. Those are the ones I know right now.
That's all. I mean, that's great. We're just starting it off. So if that happens, that's great. Adam, these are great.
Yeah.
Great minds.
Yeah.
That have great perspectives.
But like I said, I put in my bio on Twitter, member of the Magables. I think all of us should do that.
So we'll start that momentum and see. I mean, I think it's going to be just to see where it goes. I think the video will be a good touch too. So we'll figure that out. So cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to invite as many of them as possible that can come.
Cool. The cool thing on X is that it tells you also that somebody's live. Like especially if you're say, hey, Ray Studios is talking in this Twitter space.
So at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, guys.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining. Been a fun one. I didn't change as much as I thought, Ray.
You're right,
Ray was
Brown.
ready to clown me after that.
I thought you were
looking
gonna
like-
be. I thought you were gonna be on the left. I'm libertarian.
I was
just
thinking
getting to
that
the
too.
point.
But you see, that's why I'm kind of. You see, when I say I'm in the middle, it's not necessarily waffling on these ideas. It's just I'm like, if you look at the dot distribution of where I am, I'm all around the middle on different topics. So
Yeah.
it's a unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Peace, everybody.
Old school. Peace out.